corkscrew, arguably the most pinnacle move in all of tricking. This is the backbone of pretty much every single tricking combo. And if you haven't learned it yet, today's video is going to break down a super simple progression of how you can land your very first corkscrew today. All right, Ninja Squad, what is going on? Welcome back to another tricking tutorial Tuesday, summer 2023. In this weekly series, I break down one trick requested by you guys and show you a tutorial of a progression I use on how to learn it and do my best attempt to give you guys what knowledge I do have. Now, the corkscrew can be a daunting task at first, especially if you are new to tricking, but I promise once you start training it, you're never gonna wanna stop until you land it. It can be used in so many different combinations. It can have so many variations like double twisting and box cutters. This was by far my favorite trick for many years, and my favorite combo today is still cork swing cork from a J-step. For me, it's still super challenging, but I think it is by far the coolest looking trick there is. As always, if you guys find this video helpful, make sure you check out the link in the description, cop yourself some Ninjatic merch. Give this video a like if you enjoy it, subscribe if you want to see future tutorials because I'm posting one every Tuesday this summer, and let's get into the progression. All right, so starting things off, prerequisites, what you need to have. You need to have a cheat gainer. If you don't already have a cheat gainer, make sure you go check out this tutorial right here. I covered this in a different video, but if you're struggling with this, make sure you go check it out, learn how to do the cheat gainer, and then come back to this video because you're gonna need it. Something that is optional but will definitely help you is a twisting trick of any kind. For me personally, when I learned this, I already had my standing full and I had my B twist. If you guys want help with a B twist, make sure you check out this tutorial right here from last year. I cover how to do a B twist. It's not necessary, but I highly recommend you already know how to twist going into the corkscrew. All right, so a quick breakdown of the corkscrew. It is basically a cheat gainer, which is like a backflip on an axis, taking off of one leg with a full twist. So it can sound like a lot of different moving parts, but we're gonna tackle them one step at a time. So step number one, make sure you have a cheat gainer. All right, so once you have step number one completed, you can do your cheat gainer. Step number two, we're gonna do the cheat gainer, but we're gonna start to add a slight twist at the end, okay? Don't pull too early, but we're gonna do it a little bit at the end. So you're gonna do your J step, jump up, do your flip into the cheat gainer, and as you're coming back around and spotting the ground, I want you to slightly pull to one side. Okay, and you should probably know what side you want to twist to. Again, check out my previous tutorials if you want help with that. But if you are kicking with your right leg like I am in this video, you're going to be twisting to the left. Okay, at this point, you really shouldn't be pulling very hard. You should just be turning your hips and your head slightly at the end of the trick, and this is going to get you around a quarter turn. If you can turn more than that, great. You're even closer to a corkscrew. But if not, don't worry, this is just the first step. Now, this is where it's going to be really helpful to have a twisting move already learned because the corkscrew is pretty much a completely inverted trick. So if you mess up, you're landing straight on your head. This is why I recommend learning something like the B twist first, because you're parallel with the ground and it's a little bit easier and safer to learn the twisting technique without risking your neck. So for step number two, we're going to start to use our arms a bit more, okay? So really, we just did cheat gainer where you're swinging your arms up, doing the gainer. Once you spot the ground, you turn slightly to the left. This time, as we go up into it, we're gonna slightly pull to the left. All right, and at this point, you should be doing around a half twist with the gainer. So you should be starting facing your target, and when you land on your feet, hopefully your feet, you're facing the opposite direction. This is basically a half. All right, so quick refresher. Step number one is do the cheat gainer. Step number two is just turn your head and your hips a little bit at the very end. Step number three, which we've just covered, we start to pull our arms in just slightly halfway through the motion, and this is gonna give you around a half twist. If you can do this and you haven't failed yet, congratulations, because I was not that good. All right, step number four, we're basically here, we're gonna send it. Now, a couple things to keep in mind for this. You really need to make sure you drive that swing leg up and through, okay? I hate in tutorials when people say, all right, just go from A to Z, and they don't give you all the steps in between. But once you can do a half twist, basically you just need to pull it the rest of the way. If you have access to mats or a coach or a gym, something like that, I highly recommend using them because I took many spills while learning this trick, smashed my face on the ground a few times. It was really not fun. I highly recommend you use mats. But basically the set is the same. We're gonna start with our cheat gainer setup, do the J step, really kick that leg up through. This time though, we're gonna really rip our arms into the side. It's important you move your head in sync with your arms so you're looking in the same direction that you're pulling to the twist. If you leave your head, your body's not gonna do a twist. You're gonna get really lost in the air. It's gonna feel super disorienting. And it should go from looking something like the half twist to something like this. All right, and there you have it. You basically just did your first corkscrew. Now, it probably doesn't feel great. It probably doesn't look great. Probably looks something just like this. But the key is you made it all the way around, you landed feet first, and you didn't die. Okay, so now we're gonna break down a few tips to help you turn your corkscrew from looking something like this, which it probably does on your first attempts, to something like this, which will probably take you quite a while to get good at. Now, I am by no means the best at corkscrews, but I do feel very comfortable with them. I've landed swing tricks from them before, and I wanna give you guys a few tips that I used to help clean mine up. Okay, so tip number one, you really need to straighten out that kicking leg, okay? What happens with most people as soon as they start learning corkscrews is you get so focused on the twist, you want to make it around your feet, so you crunch everything in towards the end. And that's why you end up landing so low to the ground. You're kind of like this little ball. You might have to put your hands down. It doesn't feel very clean and it's all crunchy. It's because you're bending that leg in. So what you want to think about doing is keeping it nice and straight, kicking super hard. That's tip number two, to increase your kicking power. And you want to kick super hard up through the axis and pull a twist. If you can do that, it's gonna go from looking like your crunchy version to something more like this, which is probably what you're going for. Now, that being said, it took me quite a while to actually get this technique down. Don't expect to learn it in one day, but gradually you wanna think about straightening that kicking leg out more and more each time. Take some videos of yourself, watch your legs, see if it's improving or not. And the other thing too, like I mentioned before, really think about kicking super hard. Okay, picture like there's a soccer ball on the ground in front of you. You wanna kick that foot right through your soccer ball like you're trying to shoot a goal. All right, tip number two. This is the other tip that I have that I see people struggling with a lot, and it's because you get so focused on ripping the twist that you forget to actually jump. You really need to make sure you jump off of your plant foot. And whether that's from a Euro step or a J step or TDR, whatever the trick is, if you're not jumping up off of your plant leg, it's gonna be super low no matter how hard you swing your leg. Now, the key for this is thinking about really pushing through your toes, through the ball of your foot every time you take off, trying not to throw your head back too early, but trying to bring your chest up as you go into the flip. Push through your toes and it'll help get you a little bit higher, because that way you're gonna have more air time to pull the twist. Maybe you can start landing on one leg and then work swings. But there you have it, guys. There's my corkscrew tutorial. I hope you guys found this helpful. Again, probably gonna be the hardest trick you learn in your first year or so of tricking. So if you guys made it this far, congratulations. If you're struggling with this and you want me to look it over, feel free to tag me on Instagram at Ninjatic right here. I check my DMs pretty much every single day. So tag me on Instagram, I'll look at it, I'll give you feedback, I'll shout you out if you want. But other than that, if you guys like the video, please give this a like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Comment down below what tutorial you want to see next. And until next Tuesday, I'll be seeing you. Peace out.